Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you as always for tuning back in. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Layla, the Lenormand reader. And today folks, we are doing another pick-a-card reading. I've been looking around for some inspiration for pick-a-card readings for you. And it seems that everyone is focused on reading about how the other person feels about you. This is the first time I see so many readers just doing the same pick-a-card reading, and I have to wonder if there isn't currently some kind of energy going around about this. So you know what? I'm going to tune in and align with that, and I'll offer you the Lenormand version of how they feel about you. So we're going to do 5 different readings. I'm going to do 5 different layouts, 1 layout per reading, a different layout per reading, which means that I reshuffle the whole deck. I'm not dividing it across the groups this time. And we're going to do them with stones. So let's go over our stones for today. We have the teal stone. We have the serpentine stone. This one is tiger's eye. It's not like my other stone, the leopard skin. It's a bit smaller. It has similar colors, but this is tiger's eye. This is Angelite, and this is rose quartz. So by all means, pause the video if you need to tune into this question and to tune into the stone that you want to resonate with for this question. Again, we are looking at how they feel about you. I think this is going to be mainly romantic. I think most of us come with this question from a romantic perspective, but let's keep an open mind and see if it can apply for someone else in your life. So that is going to depend on you and how you're going to assimilate the messages. So I will see you in your reading. Okay, Teal group, here we are with the deck and your stone. And for your layout, I am doing a large hourglass. Of course, my deck is always shuffled, and I like to deal out the hourglass because I like to overlap the cards in the layout. So let's go ahead and do just that. Okay, these are some really pretty cards, Teal group. I think they think you're smart because of the key right in the middle here. The key is the card of intelligence, of brilliance. It has to do with being alert and smart and sharp. And when we see it right in the middle of your hourglass, I feel that they think really well of you in those ways. But not only that, the whole hourglass is really positive. There are lots of beautiful cards in the spread that prop up this key message even more. So let's go ahead and weave all the lines and combinations together. In the central line, we have the star, key, and bear. So it's not only that they think that you're smart, I think they think you're brilliant. I really think that if this is about love, they are very much attracted to you. They think that you have a lot of strength and power. They could even look up to you. You could be some kind of inspiration to them. And they feel strongly about you. And if this is about love, they could feel that this is the right relationship for them. And hopefully you reciprocate. So that is a beautiful message right from the get-go. I think this person thinks this can work and they want to make it work. This is definitely something they are focused on. Let's move on to the top row. The bird, mountain, garden, and anchor. I really think this is about wanting to meet. I have to wonder if you are apart because of the mountain, or perhaps there's some kind of distance between you or some kind of obstacles that gets in the way of you getting together. But with the garden and anchor on the other side of the mountain, I think there's definitely a commitment to making this work, to getting together, to meeting, to making the meeting happen. And the bird and mountain can refer to some kind of trip. We see that the bird is also on top of the road, which reinforces the possibility of a trip. So Teal group, if there is some kind of distance between the two of you, you might want to be open to making it work, to making a meeting possible, somewhere abroad, somewhere in between the two of you, some kind of meeting point. It might be worth your time to take a trip to make this happen. Now, if this is not about travel, the bird and mountain can suggest some kind of communication blockage where you or the other person are not really able to express how they feel. But I think you're going to overcome that because we see the garden and anchor on the other side of the mountain, which makes the gathering possible. The garden is about the social environment, public places, and meetings and events and the public at large. But traditionally, the garden is also about a meeting place where lovers would get together in the olden days because some kind of garden or public space was the only place where they could meet, right? Because relationships weren't that open as they are today. So there is that association with the traditional interpretation of the garden in Lenormand. In all cases, I think this is a positive line. I think the gathering is going to happen. And with the anchor, something can take hold. We see that the anchor is on top of the heart, so it's very clear that the feelings come together, they crystallize, things materialize, and the relationship materializes. I also think this can be an expression of interest and love. So a very positive set of cards. In the bottom row, we have the road, house, fish, and heart. Now this is interesting. The road, again, can mean a change, but with the house, it can mean a move. And look, the mountain and house are together on top of, in this column, the mountain is on top of the house, and we read the bird on top of the road. So this idea of a place abroad is really coming together through these three cards, these four cards, I mean. And so this idea of going somewhere in order to make this happen is possible. The fish and heart is lovely in love. It is very good for attraction and a healthy physical life. And with the house, this can mean like going somewhere where you have privacy, where you can get together, be in private, maybe have some intimate moments. And I really think this is what they want, because we are asking about how they feel about you, right? So this is how they feel, and this is what they want. They want to be with you. They want to spend some intimate moments with you. Another way to read the bottom line is in terms of work, because the fish is a card of money, and with the house, it can refer to your business, your job, your team on the job. And if that's the case, then you can look forward to some kind of opportunity that opens up for you. Now, if we were to backtrack a bit and read this hourglass, or what we've read so far from it, in the context of work, then this person thinks that you are the right fit for the job or for the project or the opportunity. It can be an opportunity that you pursue in a slightly different place, maybe a bit farther from where you are now, and you might make a move from it. But the money looks good, and it's probably going to make you happy. And because of the anchor and heart, you're probably going to enjoy this experience. So it's also very, very positive if you're thinking about what they feel about you in terms of work or a project or a job. Now we've read these two columns. The house and mountain we've also touched on. The idea of a place abroad, a foothold abroad. This very similar to the garden and anchor on the other side of the mountain. I really think the idea of a location can apply for many of you Teal group out there. And then the garden and fish is really good for money. I think this is great for business, marketing, selling your product in the public, getting positive feedback from it, especially since we have the anchor and heart on the other side of it, and the cards before that are supportive. They're mostly neutral, but they don't compromise at all the message of the garden and fish. And the fish can be prone to taking on negative influences, but in this context, it is very supportive. So far, a really positive message. I'm seeing a meeting, a get-together, the idea of feelings and happiness crystallizing. So I think they feel really strongly about you, with these powerful cards in the middle. Now let's weave the mini portraits of this hourglass. The one on the right is the one with the star, but it's also the one that has these movement, location cards around it. So with the star in the middle, I feel that it might, in fact, be in your best interest to contemplate a move or to maybe explore some options in a different place, even if it's a quick trip. We have the road and mountain. This points to travel, like it did with the road and bird and mountain. We have a few combinations here that support each other. And then the bird and house I take to mean generally some kind of announcement. And with the star, it's a very positive kind of announcement. There is good news. This can be the opportunity that opens up, or the idea that you found a place, you found the right place where you can pursue this connection. In the central mini portrait, we have the key. This is a beautiful card. It usually overcomes any challenges. And in here, we have either neutral or positive cards. The mountain is sometimes challenging, but in this context, I'm not really seeing this. The key between the mountain and fish is really good for money. So again, an opportunity that comes through, again, possibly in a different place, or possibly the ability to overcome obstacles. And then the house, key, and garden can actually mean some kind of property investment. Now, the key and house by itself would be that, and then on top of that we have the garden, and then on top of that we have the money card. So this theme seems to come out really strongly. Now, it doesn't really align so much, it's not really involved with what we're asking, but it can be for some of you that there is a specific situation that involves buying, selling, or some kind of investment, or in consideration of this place abroad, and the money matters are supportive. They're well aligned with your goals, and so the opportunity opens up. But more specifically, in the context of what we're asking about, the question of how they feel about you, well, I really feel that they are attracted to you, and I really think that they want to get together with you. It's also possible, if you're a bit ahead in the relationship, that they want to live with you. They want to, share their space with you, be closer to you, spend more time with you, have you more in their life, in their day-to-day life. This is very much what could come through this beautiful central mini portrait. I really think that they want this. They are attracted to you on every level, and they take you seriously. They feel that the relationship is serious. And really, it's the bear that brings up the sense of importance. The bear makes everything big and important. It points to people of influence, authority. It makes things important. So when it comes to relationships, then again, they feel strongly about you, and they feel that this is a relationship that can be important, which is probably why we have the house, the idea of being closer together. The garden, bear, and heart in this context is a successful meeting. Something important happens. There are important developments that contribute to bring the relationship together. And the fish, bear, and anchor similarly does that. The bear and anchor are both very strong cards, very solid. They stand on their ground. And with the fish, I really think that in the context of love, there is that sense of attraction, and I would say also commitment. I think commitment is very possible through this card, this set of cards. So I think they desire you, they genuinely desire you, they want to be close with you, they want to make the situation and circumstances happen so that you can be close together, and they want to step into this relationship and, make it happen, make it real, and make it solid. Now, again, if this is about work, then the messages around the bear are very powerful, and the messages around the key are very, very supportive. There's a very strong financial element here. This is a good opportunity in terms of money, work, success, and also empowerment and greater responsibilities, possibly promotion and things like that, and being appreciated by others around you in the marketplace or in your team. So I really think that you would be a good fit for this. The other person thinks you are, and they think you have everything it takes to make this project, business, or work opportunity a success. So whether this is about love or about work or really about any other area of your life, this other person, they feel really good about you. They really desire you for this. They think you've got everything it takes. And in love, we're seeing a lot of attraction and a desire to commit. So a very positive message, I think. Hopefully you reciprocate, Teal Group. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you don't as much. It is possible, but hopefully you do. And this connection can unfold with a lot of alignment for both of you or both parties. So let me know how you like these thoughts, how you like these ideas. I'm really looking forward to them. And until we meet again, very best of luck with this relationship or this connection. And I'm looking forward to our next reading together. Thank you so much for watching. Hello, Serpentine Group. Here we are with the cards and your stone. And for your layout, I am going to do a portrait. So I'm going to fan out the deck this time and then select the cards. And remember, we are focusing on how they feel about you. So let's discover how they feel about you. Okay, Serpentine Group, here are your cards. I have to say they are really tricky. The trickiest part is the sun in light of a bunch of challenging cards. So I wonder how this is going to fit with the challenges that we're seeing through the snake, the whip, the coffin, and the clouds. I think this is someone who could be ready to give up on you because of this line and the bottom row. And it seems that they've been wanting you for a while. It's also possible that they feel that you have your heart set on someone else, maybe someone from the past. There's a number of possibilities, but I think the outcome of this is going to be an ending. I think it's pretty clear with the coffin and the snake and the whip and the different combinations. So let's go ahead and weave this portrait together. The sun, garden, and clouds, I would say, sort of clouds up the hope. Now, I typically read the sun as so positive that it overcomes any card. But because there are so many other challenging cards in the different lines, I feel more inclined that we can read the clouds as coming over the sun. So the sun and garden would have been a happy gathering, a happy meeting, a wonderful opportunity. But with the clouds, it rocks the boat a little bit. There are doubts. The clouds is a card of doubt, of thoughts, and I feel in this context, this person is having second thoughts. They may have initially had hoped. It's possible that they make it seem there is hope, but I think they're having second thoughts. And the clouds really creates a bit of confusion and anxiety. It's possible that there are mixed messages at play, and so this person is not really able to make sense of it. The mountain, garden, and man seems to refer to someone in a different place. The mountain and garden refers to a place abroad, and then we have this man. Could it be that the distance between you is what is maybe a deal breaker? That is possible. Or could it be that they think that you're seeing someone else or that you're interested in someone else? That too is possible because we have the snake and the cards. Now, the mountain doesn't always have to refer to a place abroad, although with the garden, which is also a card of place, it brings that out. But it can also mean obstacles, rigidity, distance in a metaphorical sense, the cold shoulder and just being cold and distant. This could also be coming through this diagonal. Now let's look at the rows. We have the sun, tower, and man. So this could be someone you had known for a long time, or maybe someone with whom you'd been trying to work things out for a long time. Maybe this person had been desiring you for a long time and they've been patient all this time. Or it can refer to that person from the past whom this person thinks you're still involved with. And when we look at the tower and how a T crosses the central column, we have the garden and whip. There could have been a situation like a confrontation, an argument, something that fell apart in a past chapter. And so maybe this is affecting the current situation in a number of senses. So if this person is having doubts that you're still attached to your previous relationship, then this can refer to the past situation in that relationship, but he also feels, or they also feel that, the sun, with the sun in the top row, that you're still inclined to go back to that person, and so they are having doubts. That is one way to look at the cards. Another way to read this central column in light of the top row, but also in light of everything else, is that this person is done trying, done waiting, and tired of it. It doesn't look like it's going anywhere, although the relationship is probably good because of the sun, but they don't feel like it's really going to go anywhere. It's like it's stalling. So these are my suggestions and the possibilities. The second column is a lot clearer. The second row, is a lot clearer. We have the snake, garden, and coffin. This is definitely an ending. Again, with the snake, there's this idea of giving up and moving on and just tired of it and just turning away. And the snake and garden can also point to like a trap of sorts. The snake in the grass is what they say in Lenormand. And so here, maybe they feel that you're tricky, or that they feel that they can't really trust you, or maybe around you they feel like they're treading on eggshells. And so with the coffin, they want to avoid that. They don't want to deal with that. If you're too sensitive, or perhaps he worries that you might be sharp in some way, or perhaps, again, the snake in relationships can point to a third party. This person might feel that you're already involved with someone, and so they're going to give up on this. In the bottom row, we have the mountain, whip, and clouds. This is definitely obstacles. So this can be an argument, or it can be differences that arise, and probably implacable differences, like, this person feels that you don't have enough in common and that this can't be solved. You can't bridge the gap. And so this is what could be an indicator of a fallout along with this column here, which is on the right-hand side. The sun, snake, and mountain can mean that they've successfully gone around obstacles, or perhaps there are issues going on behind someone's back. And so I feel that this person doesn't really trust you. I'm not sure that they feel that you're 100% transparent, even though you have lots of qualities and you're outwardly, very approachable and sociable and likable. I think this person has suspicions about what you keep inside. And so I feel that they're not willing to take that risk. I feel they're a little bit, almost fearful from getting involved. They don't want to get hurt. That is possible. And we read the central column, and I think that it can also be read as, just like we saw in the bottom row, the idea that there's an issue that comes up. It comes up through the Tower and Garden. And it's also possible that they felt that way a long time, but somehow they didn't express it, but now they're just ready to acknowledge that about how they feel. And then the man, coffin, and clouds is very clear that they want to end this. They don't think this has potential. And they're probably going to put an end to it. They're going to stop trying. They're going to stop pursuing this. So I don't know if this comes as a disappointment, Serpentine group, because the sun is your cover card. So it can come to your advantage somehow. The sun is a very positive card. It's one of the most positive cards in the deck. So the portrait is really odd, actually. It's quite curious, and I would really love your thoughts on how it's materializing for you. But I do think that you want to be okay with this because it is in your best interest for this to end. It's also possible that this person is, I feel they're really doubtful. They're very suspicious. They're skeptical. I feel they're not really giving. In this way, they're reserved and they're worried, and they don't want to take risks. And so I feel that it might not be the best thing for you. It might be the best thing for him or her. I think it could be the man, to just sort of, move away and let this go. And I think this can help you turn around into a new beginning. And maybe this is what the top row can be about, after a long chapter. But overall, Serpentine group, I have to say that this person doesn't feel comfortable about you, has suspicions, has doubts. And if this disappoints you in any way, I'm sorry if it does. I think it could be also an opportunity to go within, maybe examine yourself, see if you've sent out mixed messages, or you weren't forthright in some ways, and that could have caused the rift or the challenges that we're seeing through these cards. It doesn't hurt to have a look to see what you could have done to make this person feel this way. But again, it might be just to your advantage for this to go away and to just end. I have to add one more possibility, Serpentine group, is that this person envies you, and that they're not really, they're not up for, they're not going to lock horns with you. They envy you, but they're going to go away. So I think that that's another way the sun comes through, is that maybe they want to do something to you, they want to challenge you or compromise you, but I don't think they're going to succeed. So that is also one possibility, especially because of the snake. I don't see them succeeding, and with the sun as your cover card, on the contrary, you shine, and you have quite a bit of success, especially with the garden and tower. So some very curious messages coming through your portrait, Serpentine group. I'm really looking forward to your thoughts and comments about it. Please make sure you leave me a few. And until we meet again, very best of luck with this. I'm looking forward to what you're going to make of it. I am looking forward to our next readings together. So take very good care of yourself. And thank you so much for watching. Hello Tigers Eye Group, here we are with the deck and your stone, and we are doing a portrait for your reading. I like to fan out the deck and select the cards out of the deck when I do a portrait, so we're going to do just that. And remember, we are looking at how they feel about you. So let's go ahead and lay out your portrait. Okay, Tigers Eye Group, this is an interesting set of cards. We have everything going on really nice here in the portrait, but then right at the bottom right, we have the whip. So what will that mean in the different combinations, and what will that tell us overall? Just from like an overview of the cards, I feel that this is someone who really is interested in you. They want to move forward, but they're worried that it might not pick up. They're worried that it might not work out. I also think they could be nervous about kicking this off, and so I feel this is how the whip can sort of come into the picture. But the details will come through when we read the card, so let's go ahead and start. We have the Lily, Child, and Whip. This is a lovely pair, the Lily and Child. It's about a new chapter in your life, a new beginning. But the Whip here can represent challenges, kicking this off, challenges starting this chapter, moving into this new chapter. It could be obstacles, it could be inner problems like fear, anxiety, and other obstacles that come from within. And so this can sort of rock the boat a little bit as things kick off. But with the Rider, Child, and Stork, we have a lovely message. The Rider and Child is really about a new offer, some kind of proposal, a new beginning. And with the Stork, there is that similar indication that we're seeing here. There is like a new beginning that kicks off. So I feel that because most of the cards are positive and the Whip is maybe isolated in some combinations in terms of its messaging, I feel that despite the challenges, this is someone who really wants to kick things off with you. They are interested, and they want to turn the page and move into this new beginning, even though there are challenges. The Lily, Tower, and Stork is another combination that points to a change from the past. So the Lily and Tower point to this lifelong situation, and the Stork comes here to change things up. So it's possible that you or the other person or the relationship between the two of you has sort of stalled, or maybe it wasn't clear where things were heading. But the Stork is really refreshing. It shakes things up. It can put things into motion. And it also helps with moving into this new beginning. So the Tower, Child, and Moon definitely points to a new chapter, a new phase with the Moon. And so there could be closing a chapter and beginning a new one. So if there was a situation between you and this person, if you two argued or you fell out at some point or something went wrong somewhere down the line, then it's possible that you're able to forgive and move on, or indeed restart the relationship. And I think that this person wants to give it another chance. I think this person wants to continue under a new kind of format, if you like. And I think the challenges is something that this person is willing to look at. I feel that they come from a place of honesty, and they don't want to take shortcut or want to brush it away. No, they're willing to see the issues and move on from them. So I think that this could be a good interpretation of the cards, and I think it's a good message. The Fish, Child, and Garden is also quite positive. The fish is normally associated with money and finances, and the garden would be associated with a place or the public or the marketplace or a community. So typically these cards would point to something like a new job or a new business, and that's possible in your context. Maybe your relationship involves these activities, but if it's not about that, then it can be very much about attraction and healthy physical life, and also sharing and doing things together, practical things, material things, and looking at how, the money works or the practical affairs work between the two of you. I also think that the message here is to give this another chance, or to be willing to move forward into this new beginning. If this is about moving into a different environment, meeting new people, or being open to change, then definitely these cards are very well encouraged. Now, I am reading the cards in light of a love relationship, but it doesn't have to be the case. Maybe you're thinking about another person who is in a different area of your life, like at work or in any other area. Now, if this has to do with work, I think you could be in for a new job or a new offer. I think it could come through. There can be some challenges, a little bit kicking things off, but I think it does work out. So that in that case, the person thinks you are a good fit. I think there could be challenges and they want to look at how they can be resolved. The Rider, Moon, and Whip is similar to this first diagonal here, the idea of moving forward. There can be obstacles that come your way as you move forward, but the Moon is good at softening the whip a little bit. So if you take it easy and you're willing to be compassionate and patient and just basically willing to cooperate, then I think things can work out. At the same time, if there are problems, then you want to look at them squarely. You want to be honest about what the issues are, what the obstacles are. And so I feel that the way through is through the problems, not by avoiding them. The way through is to really tackle the problems and to really sit down and understand what these issues are. Based on that, I think it can clear the air and you can move forward. And I feel that the other person has a similar intention. The idea that they're willing to understand what the issues are and to turn the page and move on to a new beginning. So the idea of forgiveness, compassion, and being collaborative are really felt in this portrait. The Lily, Fish, and Rider is a really good combination for a work offer. We have the Fish and Lily, both of them are work cards or can be associated with work, and the Rider is a messenger. So if this is about work, I really think that you get a good offer. If this is not about work, I think it has to do with the practical areas of your life, things in relation to your lifestyle, how you live, how you share, how you do things together. And I think that with the beautiful Rider here, you can find solutions. Set new goals, see how you can work it out, maybe do things a little bit differently this time, and see if you're able to resolve the differences that could have been represented by the Whip. We read the Tower, Child, and Moon, and this is definitely a wonderful new chapter, a wonderful new beginning. This is certainly an offer in the context of work or business, and I would say you want to look at this offer, you want to contemplate it. Maybe it is coming from them. Maybe this person is the one who is wanting to approach you for this. So I feel that they're willing to take a step with you. Really, I feel that they're willing to take the first step, and they're willing to extend that offer towards you, whether it's in love or in another area. The Stork, Garden, and Whip is a bit of a challenge here because of the Whip, obviously, but it's really nice to have the Stork and Garden because it feels like it clears the air. Okay, so you're able now to move on now that the challenges are out in the open. And that's what we're seeing through the Stork, Guard, and Whip. So I feel that there could be doubts or issues or obstacles or any kinds of challenges in the way of this new beginning. And notice that the column where the Whip figures is the rightmost column. So it comes after these pretty cards. So there is an intention to begin something new. There is an intention to turn the page and move into a new beginning. But there are also obstacles, and these need to be dealt with in order to move forward. If you're willing to do that work with the other person, I really think the air can be cleared and you can move forward and turn the page into the new chapter. But of course, that's going to be up to you to assess, and you let me know what you end up doing about this. Overall, Tiger's Eye Group, I think this is a bit of a curious portrait. I have to say that this person feels that the relationship with you has potential. They want to move forward. They want to take the first step with you. There may be some obstacles. If you're willing to talk about them and bring them out into the open, then I think they can be resolved, or at least they have the potential to be resolved, and then you can move forward together. And I think these messages apply in any context. So in love, it's really about clarifying what could it be? Anything like your intentions, if you feel the same way about them, or if there was a previous issue between the two of you, can you resolve it and move forward again? That can apply. In the context of work, there could be other issues like logistical issues, practical issues, maybe financial issues, and it's about working through them in order to resolve them and move forward. So really, the messages are supportive for the longer term, certainly, but just more immediately, there needs to be an issue that is resolved, brought out into the open and dealt with, talked about, and resolved in these ways. So let me know how you like these ideas, Tiger's Eye Group. I'm really looking forward to your thoughts and comments. Let me know what you made of these cards. Let me know in which context you felt it was figuring most. And until we meet again, very best of luck with this situation, and I'm looking forward to our next reading together. Thank you so much for watching. Hello Angelite, here we are with your cards and your stone, and for your reading we are going to do an augmented line of 7. Remember, we are looking at how they feel about you, and though typically this would be about love, it doesn't have to be. Maybe you have someone else in mind and you're wondering how they feel about you for the next step or for something that you have in mind. So let's go ahead and deal out your augmented line and see what we get for you. Okay, some really interesting cards, Angelite group. We have the Clover, which is great, but we also have a few tricky cards here, the Snake, Clouds, and Bird. So it's going to be curious what we come up with this. The woman is at the center of your augmented line, so I wonder if this is about you or this is about another person involved in the situation. Maybe they think of you as a potential partner, because the man and woman are often associated as the other person, like in love, in a partnership. That is possible. So let's go ahead and weave these lines. The book, letter, and clover. This is a lovely triplet. Usually the book and letter together, it is a special combination as far as I'm concerned. It has to do with very important news that might come pretty suddenly or pretty soon. And with the clover, it is really good news. So for starters, I think this person feels good about you. Maybe they want to share their thoughts with you. They want to share some good news with you. But then on the other side of the woman, we have the clouds, bird, and child. So this is interesting because it has to do with a new beginning, but the clouds and bird are a bit challenging. There can be concerns about moving into a new beginning. Maybe this is nervousness or anxiety. And I have to wonder, because of the stork and snake, I think they might be concerned that you're not going to take them up on their offer. I think they're going to be concerned that you're not interested and that you're going to move away. At the same time, we have the child on the other side here, so it's possible that you take them up on this new beginning, but then here we are seeing doubts and concerns and worries that are coming from you in response to what they have to say to you. So I think they want to share some really good news with you. They want to reach out, but they're really not sure how you're going to react. They're not sure how you're going to respond. And so this can make them a bit nervous. Maybe it's going to hold them back a little bit. But I feel that they might take the initiative because we have the child on the right-hand side of the line. At the same time, I have to wonder if you're not wanting to go away from this. Maybe it's coming from you. Maybe you're not really interested and you know that they're interested, but you're not. And you're not sure how you're going to respond to this, or you're not sure how best to communicate this to them. I think that's also a possibility. But as far as how they feel about you, as far as that part is concerned, in answer to the question that is the focus of this pick-a-card reading, I think that they see you in a good light. I think they're interested, but they're just worried about how you might respond to them. Let's move on to the diamonds. We have the clover, stork, but then we have the clouds and snake. So again, we're seeing something similar. They have good intentions, but they're not sure what's going to be the reaction. The clouds and snake might make them doubtful. It can make them hesitant, and I would say even anxious about approaching you or, talking to you about what they have in mind. So I think that is possible. And because the clouds is on the right and the snake is at the bottom, the right is associated with the future-most parts of a reading, and the bottom is associated with what manifests. I think this is a pretty strong message in terms of, what they're going to do about this. I think they could hold back. They might be worried, or they could have second thoughts about it. The letters stork, bird, and snake, we're seeing the idea of communication coming through clearly with the bird and the letter here. They're both communication cards. Usually this is verbal, usually this is written, but it's okay. In general, it is just communication in whatever form it comes. And then there's the stork here that kicks things off. So the idea of receiving the news is as an event is well indicated. But with the snake here, it's curious. So it could be a secret. It could be something that you become privy to. Maybe they choose to share something with you in private. And if it is something like that, then make it a point to keep it under your hat and not share these secrets unduly, because maybe you are in some kind of position of privilege to know what they have in mind. At the same time, the news could be a little bit off, but I don't think this is the best suggestion because we have the clover next to the book and letter here, which is a pretty powerful combination. And then we have the book, stork, child, and snake. So I think this is about proceeding cautiously. I think with the book and stork, there is a revelation. So again, this mirrors what we saw with the letter and bird, also with the stork. But then with the snake and child, either this is about turning away in a new direction, or it is about proceeding and moving forward cautiously and calmly with your eyes on the prize and focusing on the goals. So I would say a really interesting set of cards. To interpret these cards in light of the context, Angelite group, I think this person has good intentions, okay, towards you. But I think they could be holding themselves back for any number of reasons. One of them that we see through the cards is the possibility of just being uncertain about how you would respond to them, how you would react to this news they want to share with you, the thoughts or ideas they want to share with you. And so I think they could be hesitating. I think they are going to take initiative, but you know what? I don't think they're going to be too persistent. If they feel that you're not really on board, I think they would drop it and move away. So in the context of love, I think there could be hesitation about how you feel about them. So they're not sure if you reciprocate. They're not sure if you're going to be if you're going to welcome their intentions and want to, move forward in a relationship, or maybe take the relationship further depending on your specific circumstances. In the context of work, something similar happens, except here, normally it would be that the person is not too sure about if you're up for this. They might move away and choose someone else or move into a different direction. It's also possible, very possible, Angelite group, because of your column here, that you're not really interested. I have to say, if that's the case, try to be diplomatic about it. Okay, there's no need to be harsh or aggressive in any way. The snake is a diplomatic card. The bird is a bit of an anxiety-causing card, especially with the clouds. But because of the clover and snake, I would say, take it easy, tone it down. You don't have to make such a big fuss about it. Maybe you can just explain your opinion, your thoughts, and then you move on, to your own thing. So that's in the case where you're not really interested and you're not, you don't reciprocate in the way that this person does. So I think, if you're thinking about whether this relationship can work out and if they feel the same way, I hesitate to say yes too quickly. I think the structure of the cards and the specific cards that we find in these positions, I think they caution you a little bit, at least for the time being, from moving forward too fast. I think there could be more information that comes your way that informs your thoughts, that informs whether you should move forward in such a relationship or not. That's in the case if you're wondering if they have intentions for you. But in general, I think they think well of you. They're a bit concerned about how you might react, how you might respond. And if they feel that you're not going to be too forthcoming, then they're probably going to, not be persistent and turn away. So let me know, Angelite group, are you thinking about someone that you don't want and you're wondering, how they feel and what you should do about it? If that's the case, the cards answer pretty well. If you were hoping for a relationship, I'm not so sure it kicks off, at least not in the way that you're hoping. I think there can be challenges here. And when it comes to work or in non-love area, then I think that there is a potential, but some things will need to be negotiated. And if that's the case, then your diplomatic side needs to come out really strongly. But there are positive energies here. I would say if you need to wait until you are better informed, then go ahead and wait, because information is coming, news is coming, and it's going to come at the right time. The Clover is a bit unpredictable, but it is generally supportive and brings a lot of luck. And these are strong cards of news and communication. And we also have the Stork and the Bird. It's just what you make of it, really coming through the snake, is, being discreet, keeping it under your hat, and being cautious as you move forward. So these are my thoughts about these interesting cards, Angelite. Let me know if you have other thoughts or other ideas. I'd be delighted to look at them. And very best of luck with this. Again, take it easy, okay? Take it easy as you move forward. And don't stress out, and don't stress the other person. It's not necessary. And so best of luck with this. And until we meet again, thank you so much for watching, and take very good care of yourself. Hello Rose Quartz group, here we are with your reading, and I've got the deck. It is shuffled, always shuffle between readings, and we have your stone. For your layout, I am going to do a diamond spread, a medium diamond, and remember we are looking at how this person feels about you. So in general, this is about love. Typically, this is the kind of question we ask when we're thinking about love, but it may apply for someone else in a different part of your life. So go ahead and tune into what you want to know, or who is this person you want to know, how they feel about you, and let's deal out your diamond. Okay, Rose Quartz group, this is a clear spread that tells us that they're interested in you and they want a relationship with you. The flowers is right in the middle. We also have the ring and the cards. And so these two cards are a very beautiful message for love and relationships, attraction, flirting, and a whole lot of fun in the relationship. Now, the woman can refer to you in the sense that that's how they feel about you, or they can refer to the other person, and the flowers and ring represents their intentions toward you. So either way, the woman and her position in the cards in the layout doesn't really affect, who's who. It's really the flowers and ring that brings this out. It's also interesting that the man and the woman are both the cards of a partnership, so the significant other, so to speak. So having the woman adds to this idea that they want a relationship with you. So the woman, flowers, and ring, a very beautiful triplet for attraction, wanting love, wanting a relationship. And we see that the ring is on the far right here of the diamond, so they really have an intention to commit. Now, if you're already in a relationship, it can mean that they are serious about the relationship and they're committed to it. We see this very much through the central column with the anchor, flowers, and house. Both the anchor and house are stable. They are anchored in place. They stand strong in their ground. And with the flowers, it's a beautiful message of love and attraction, and really wanting this relationship to bloom into something serious. The anchor and house make this serious, and so does the ring. So the intention here is clearly to develop something serious with you. It is very clear from both the central row and the central column. Now, looking at the square, we also have a beautiful card here. We have the star. The tree is another beautiful card. So this bodes really well and adds to the message of desire and wanting this to grow. The mountain and letter are neutral cards. The mountain can point to a place abroad. The letter can point to some kind of communication. If this is about a situation where you two are apart, then there could be an opportunity to come together. The star, flowers, and tree is very much about blooming, wish fulfillment, things developing exactly as you want them to. Really, it is very much about alignment and things feeling really right. The letter, flowers, and mountain can mean that you hear from the person after a while. Maybe they were away and they come back. The flowers is a card of returning. So when it comes to something like the mountain, the road, or other travel cards, it can suggest the idea of returning or hearing again or getting feedback. And that's pretty clear from the letter. But if the mountain is not about a place abroad or a place in a different location farther from where you are, then it can suggest that things were on hold, or that there was a phase of coldness, or things were apart, as it were. But still, with the flowers, things come back into play, and there's lots of warmth in the cards, lots of wonderful energy here for this connection, and this is how they feel about you. Now, moving on to the sides of the diamond, we have the anchor, mountain, and ring. So again, The anchor with something like the mountain can mean a foothold abroad, and with the ring, maybe you have that connection with that person in that place. Again, it can be an indication of that place where that person is, possibly. But if the mountain again represents obstacles, then the anchor is very strong in wanting to overcome them. And with the ring on the other side and all of these beautiful cards, I think any distance or separation is going to be closed off, and you'll be back with this person. The ring, tree, and house is a beautiful triplet for a relationship. This is an indication that the relationship grows into something stable. Maybe you're looking at getting married, having a family. All of these can be suggested by the house with the tree and ring. In all cases, it is very positive and it is solid. And I think it's something for the longer term. It seems to be, again, a serious connection, or at least a serious intention coming from this person. The house, letter, and woman, again, this T crosses this diagonal where we saw that there was news that comes back into play. So here is the idea of getting news. Maybe you receive them in your place, or they're your guests, they come to you because of the house, or maybe there's an invitation possibly to go abroad, to go back to a place abroad. That too is a possible scenario depending on your specifics. But in all cases, the news is good because we saw that it T crosses this diagonal. The woman, star, and anchor is lovely. Another message of thinking really well of you, really desiring you. This is what this person wants. You are what they want. They are not confused about it. The anchor is very certain, and the stars is all about wish fulfillment and hope and faith. So really, any way you look at these cards, and all of these different diagonals and combinations, they desire you. They want a strong relationship with you. I think they are committed to you, and if you're already in a relationship with them, then I think they're really wanting to take this to the next level, possibly marriage, a home together, sharing a space together, maybe building a family together. All of these are possible. So be open to the communication that's going to come through. Be open to this relationship and their intention. I think it seems to align with what you want. Maybe it doesn't. Let me know. But I think it does, and I think it answers to your hopes. Now, I've read this in terms of love. If this is not about love, the similar ideas come through. This is someone who thinks really well of you. They think you're fit for the job, fit for the task, or they want to have you on board, as it were, depending on what that specific area of your life that is not related to love that you're thinking about. It can, again, involve maybe some traveling, or maybe some of the people are in different places and there's a coming together. But that's probably detail in view of how well they think of you and how much they think you are, creative, and you've got what it takes, and you are engaged, and you can build something solid with them. So this is a very beautiful message, very positive. I hope it aligns with your hopes. Let me know your thoughts and your comments. I'm really looking forward to them. And until we meet again, thank you so much for watching, and take very good care of yourself.